Hey guys, it's Jim from JAGfx.com. It is Monday, 14th of November 2016. I thought I'd catch up on some video analysis since we didn't do it last week. Big week last week. Bit of a surprise really. New president, Donald Trump, elect. As I said in my post earlier, probably nervous but excited. I think probably we needed a change. I know I'm not American, and a lot of people think that it really doesn't have much to do with non-Americans, but he probably consider him the leader of the free world, and being president, he does have a fairly large effect on the rest of the world. So looking forward to seeing what he can bring to the table. So a lot of people got a lot of reservations, but I guess we'll find out, won't we? But anyway, it did create a bit of turmoil in the markets, but it looks like things are starting to settle down. It's thrown the charts out of whack a bit, but we'll go through them anyway and just have a look and see where we're at. So first we've got the Aussie Canadian. Had big divergence, prices going up higher, and the MACD's going lower here. I guess I'm looking for it to go down against MAs, but there's no clear signal as yet. The MACD is well below the zero level, so we just have to wait and see. Aussie Swiss franc, another divergence, but just look at these candles. It just throws the whole technical analysis out of whack really. Huge candles like that, straight down, straight up. But I guess you could say we've got like a double top up here. We've got some sort of divergence, but again we're waiting for clear signals. Aussie New Zealand, actually looking for this to roll over here. The moving averages are fairly flat. Got some divergence here, it's not much, it's very small actually, but if anything, looking for a sell signal. That's my theory. There's no clear signal as yet, neither with the MACD nor the QMP, so wait. Aussie USD, heading down nicely, it's going sideways. Keep in mind, just so I remind you, these are 4-hour charts. Going sideways a bit here, and I'd be looking for it to buy, but the MAs are fairly tight. It's pretty range bound, the whole pair. You know, there's not much of a range between these highs and these lows. Canadian, Swiss franc, slowly grinding up at the moment by looks. Got some divergence here. Again, very ugly chart. It just throws the whole technical indicators out of sync or out of whack, if you want to call it that. Just look at the normal size of these 4-hour candles, then bang, here we go, presidential election, and look what happens. So we just got to wait for the dust to settle with a lot of pairs. Swiss franc, Japanese yen. Look at this one, heading up slowly. Look, the MAs are stacking nicely to the upside. Higher highs, basically just a slow grind up. But then you look at the MACD Platinum, and it is fairly flat across the top here, just about a triple top, you could say. Didn't even make the previous high here. So to me, that has got divergence, and I'd be looking for this to go down. Now, whether it goes down here or not, who knows? It'll eventually will, but it's like being a clock. You're always right twice a day, I guess. Euro Swiss franc. Didn't notice that big candle. Anyway, it's probably the opposite of the one we just looked at. It's slowly heading down nicely. Look at the MAs. It's a downtrend, but again we've got the MACD showing an uptrend. So it's there is divergence there, and you think it'd be going to the upside. Now whether it does or not, who knows? The divergence has been confirmed because we've got a low here, a higher low I should say, and a lower low in this area. So I'm looking for it to go up, but whether it does or not, that's no one knows. Euro's on a bit of a tear down, or the euro's heading down. That means the US dollar's heading up. So the markets are favouring the US dollar. Still heading down slowly. I have got divergence, but it hasn't been confirmed as yet, or it's not really holding. It's pretty ugly all round, so just going to wait and see how we go here. The MAs are starting to spread out, and here's this one. Big candle up, and big candle down. It was 250 odd pips, that move. just huge. New Zealand, Canadian. I've got this going down. We had good divergence up on the blue trend line and the MACD going down. We've gone back into the MAs. The MAs are starting to roll over, but it's bouncing off this 240 LMA. We know what that does. It just seems to hold a fair bit. So we're just waiting there, and if we get a signal to the buy side, I may take it. I'm not sure. I'll wait and see. New Zealand USD, New Zealand dollar, heading down. MAs are turning down again. Same as the New Zealand Canadian had that divergence. Beautiful. Straight down, bang through the MAs. It's getting a bit overextended to the downside, but that's not to say it can't keep on going down. And that yellow line's just that 73 level again that got over it just and rolled straight back down. US dollar, Canadian dollar. This one, a grind up according to price, and not so much a grind up according to the MACD. It's a fairly ugly chart. Geez, I've been having some grief with the the Canadian dollar. MAs are up. I am looking for it to roll over to the downside, and the MACD is sort of suggesting that now. But look how many red dots we've had above the zero level already. Eventually that will roll over, but price got nothing to stop price. Keep on going straight up. So just watching for now. But if I get a red dot on that QMP up here somewhere, which doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon, I'm possibly looking at a sell there, just to give you a heads up. USD, Swiss franc, a bit like the euro, got this big move down, big move up. Price is slowly heading up. I'm keeping an eye on this higher highs because the MACD is struggling to keep up with it. Still hasn't broke that previous high, which is here. So yeah, not sure what's happening here. Look at the MAs, it's all very tight, messy. But if I did get a sell signal, I'd be very tempted to take it. US dollar, Japanese yen, another big mover during the election, down and bang, straight up. I think it's a bit of the US dollar showed some great strength during the election. Not sure why, you think with Donald Trump, everyone was a bit concerned about him, but when he started to win, was showing signs he may win. Basically the US dollar tanked, and when what basically was confirmed he did sort of win, and the US dollar recovered and some. So I'm not sure how the people think or what they think. Don't worry about these yellow lines, they're just something I'm looking at. Again, we've got this possible divergence. We're making higher highs on price, but we're struggling to make higher highs on the MACD platinum. So we'll just keep an eye on that. Aussie yen, another big mover, ugly chart because of the election, which is going to be a common theme, as you can see. Price is heading up. This is just a trend line I've drawn. You got it's an ugly in this MACD, but it looks like it possibly a double bottom, but got all this other histogram that come right down. It's been in a steady. It's even a flat uptrend, I guess you could call it. It's not getting too excited about it. So we'll just keep an eye and see how we go. A bit unsure about that pair at the moment. Canadian, Japanese yen. Again, here's this big ugly candles. We've got higher highs. It's not exactly punching to new highs here. Look at the MAs, all very flat. MACD platinum struggling. Looks like it's going to roll over again. I get a sell signal, I'm taking that one. Euro, Aussie. Candles, big candles, divergence, sound like a broken record, I know. MA's heading down. It's just, the charts aren't pretty, simple as that. These are the 4-hour charts. Euro, Canadian, again, MAs are tight, big candles, heading down. I couldn't really take any sell signal there. It would have been probably not a bad sell, but the MACD platinum hasn't gone above the zero level, so to me that's not valid for my trading method. Euro pound, big downtrend. Look, we had possibly a divergence. We had slightly higher highs on the MACD Platinum and lower highs on the price, and it dropped nicely. Just show you where that one is. This is this one, hitting bearish divergence. So basically a trend continuation. There's your higher highs here on the MACD Platinum. There's your lower lows on the price. So it's just my little cheat sheet. I just have the 4 divergences on this cheat sheet, and I just scroll through them if I get a little bit confused. Because sometimes the hidden divergence is a little bit tricky to find. So yeah, that's going down, but it's going sideways now. But look at the MACD Platinum, it's starting to head up, and yeah, I don't know. I think there possibly be some divergence down here. I'll have a look later, but at the moment nothing doing. Euro Yen, same deal, nice sort of grind up. MAs are starting to spread a bit, so it's looking like an uptrend. However, MACD Platinum not making any new highs, so there's that divergence again. And yeah, another one, just keep our eye on. Euro New Zealand, this is the one I'm in the trade just before. Divergence, MAs are going down. Look at the blue trend lines, divergence, divergence, but again it's ugly with these election candles. This red QMP, I didn't even realise that it's still a valid signal. There hasn't been a blue one since, so basically it's rolling over. Drew on this trend line here. I got in over here somewhere. Probably could have got in a lot, 20 or 30 pips up higher. Put a stop in place, so we're in a sell there, and yeah, look, it's not a bad signal. Hopefully that'll hold. There's a mosquito or something biting me in this room. I'm going to have to hunt it down and do something about it. Pound Aussie. MAs are getting tight because the vote, I think it was early last week, or was it the week before, late the week before, with the British Parliament having the vote now on Brexit, Article 50, whatever it is, to be in vote. The British pound took showed some strength, a bit of a recovery, hence this move up. It's fairly overextended here on the MACD, and we've got a blue dot here, so I think if we got a red dot, might have a bit of a nibble at that one for a sell. But it's heading down on the MACD Platinum pretty quick, but we'll keep an eye on it. Pound Canadian, same deal. Oh yeah, probably could have had a go at that one. It's not as overextended, but that's a possible sell signal there. I could have taken that if I wanted to do a counter trend trade, but I didn't. Pound Swiss franc, same deal. Here we go, we're sitting on this trend line here. This might not be a bad trade, this actually. I might have a look at this. Take the sell. See how we go against this trend line here, and because you can have it pretty tight with a nice stop here. Yeah, that's not a bad signal at all. Sell there. Pound yen, same deal. Slowly heading up. MACD's heading down, so there's divergence there, and we're very overextended here. Even though the MAs are splitting, heading up, I get the impression that's going to roll over at least back to the MAs. So if I get a red dot up here, I might take a sell there also. Pound New Zealand, it's more of the same as the pound pairs. They all seem to be following the same sort of pattern. It's gone up, that nice rolling over sort of pattern. Maybe back to the MAs, but they can move these pound pairs, so you've got to be careful. And look, it's just been going sideways, so that's a good breakout. Pound US dollar, oh yeah, we're in the straight, aren't we? Sell from this morning. This was a nice easy one. Divergence, blue lines. MACD didn't make a new high. Classic divergence, regular bearish divergence. Straight on there, straight in. Now it's down to the MAs. I probably should be closing out half. Not even sure how many pips that's moved. It hasn't moved much at all, really. It's not a big mover, is it? So, and it's getting closer to MACD. The MACD's getting close to zero level, so I might be starting to move stops and I haven't even got a stop in place yet, so I might put a stop in around in this area, take half off the table. New Zealand yen, again another ugly chart. There is some divergence again, regular bullish divergence, so you think it'd go to the upside. And there was a buy signal technically there on that blue dot. I didn't take it. I just don't like these charts, but you could have taken it. You could have probably got a few pips out of it. But other than that, guys, we're in two trades: the pound US dollar sell, and the euro New Zealand, I think it was, sell. The charts, these big candles are just not making life that easy. There is some news out this week. It's not a great deal. There's a couple of people speaking. There is some no, I don't think there's anything major. Some out the US later in the week, but mainly just people speaking, which is, you never know what's going to happen with that, so just be on your toes if you're a day trader. And we'll leave it at that. I'm sorry about, it's not very exciting at the moment. The charts are just got to sort of reset, I guess, and once we get going, we'll crank out a few trades on these 4-hour charts, and looking forward to it. Other than that, thanks guys for being a part of the group as usual, Facebook and the YouTube. And if you've got any questions, or you just want to make any comments, whether it be about my system or your own method or anything to do with Forex,